Hello everyone, welcome to Codex Academy. Today we are going to make a very interesting game, that is bouncing ball game. Like you can see here, we have one green bar, we have one red line, we have one ball, and we have a scorecard. Here what we need to do, when we click on green flag, you will see the ball start bouncing and we need to avoid the ball to touch the red line, otherwise the game will stop. And you can see our score is increasing how many times we avoid to touch the ball to the red line. And when our score reach to 5, you can see our backdrop is changed. So is it interesting? Now we'll see how we can make this game. When we start to make this game, what should we do first? Here first I will delete this sprite. I want the sprite that is ball, so I'll just select the ball over here. My ball is here. I need to select two backdrops. One is I will select this boardwalk, and another backdrop is also I will select that one. I will select concert. So there are two backdrops I have selected. When we select on this backdrop, and here you can go to the backdrop and you can select as per your demand. This one I don't want, so I will delete this one. Now again I'm going back to the coding. One ball I got, another sprite I want the red line, so I'll just type line over here, and this is my red line, and I will put my red line over here at the bottom part. Now my red line is also set. Now one more thing I want, that is my green paddle. So what I should do here, again I will going to choose a sprite and I'll click over here and I will type here paddle. So you can see my paddle is here. Oh, now it's done. See, my backdrops are done, my sprite is done. Now the part is left, that is coding. One by one we'll start with the coding. Okay, so here first I'm going to select my ball sprite. Don't forget to select the sprite before you start with the block programming. Now we'll start with the ball. So first what I need to go to event block and choose when green flag clicked. What should happen when green flag clicked? As you have seen, when I just click on the green flag, that ball should be moved on random position. So what code we need for that? First I am going to the motion block, and here I will select point in direction. I will make it 45. Now its direction is set 45 because I need to move in the random position over here. Then I will go to control block and I want the forever one. And then afterwards I again going to the motion block, and here I will choose move 10 step, and it should be bounce back when it's touched to the edges. You will see what would happen when I just click on green flag. It bounced back from the edges. Its point in direction 45, so it will tilt whenever it touch. It move to 45-degree angle and it move 10 step in forever loop. It's working fine. Yes. Now we'll move to the another coding part. Now I want whenever ball is touched to this green paddle, my score should be increased by 1. Before I'm going to make the coding for that, I need to create my variable. So I'm going to variable, and here I will make my variable, that is score. Score is here. Now what I want, again I'm going to event block. When green flag clicked, it should be forever. And here I want use if condition if the sprite ball is touched to the green paddle. So what should we do? I'll go into the sensing block and taking the touch senses. And touch senses I will take over here and I will put over here, and here I want paddle. If it touched to the pedal, what should happen? I will go to variable and take change score. Score should be changed by 1. Is it simple? Yes. Now whenever this ball it touched to the paddle, score should be changed by 1. I want whenever it going to touch this green paddle, it should move to the random position. Why it's happened? Because if it is touch again and again that green paddle, your score will increase randomly. We want one time it touch and then again immediately it move forward to another direction. What should we do here? I'll go into the motion block, and here I will take turn and then go to the operator block, and here I will select pick random, and here I will set some direction value like 170 to 190. So immediately it should be move when it touch to the pedal, turns into the different direction, and that's why our score is not going to increase continuously. And here we add some step value, so it will move forward. I'll make it 15, and I'll also add some control object here, so I'll add wait, and here I will make only for 0.5 seconds. What should happen, whenever it touch to the green pedal, it randomly move forward to the other direction, and it just wait only for 0.5 seconds, so your score will increase only by 1. It not get continuously change. We'll see how it will work. See, just immediately it moved to the continuous random position. You can see when I just stop the game, your score is 11, and when I touch to the green flag, your score is not become 0. So what should I do over here? I will go to event block. Here I will take again when green flag click, and I will take the set, and here score I will set, and it should be 0. Now you will see the effect. Whenever I just click on the green flag, you will see your score set to 0. Is it done? Yes. Now we'll give the coding regarding the backdrop change. Now if I want to change my backdrop when my score reach to more than 5, so what should I do? Here I will add some backdrop condition, like here switch the backdrop, and first I want a boardwalk, and then I want to wait for till what? Till my score reach to 5. So here I will go into control block, and I will use wait till, and what should I will take over here? The operator block, and in the operator block the score from the variable, it is more than 5. Then what should happen? Our backdrop should be changed. This one is done. Now we'll go to the coding of line. Here is a very simple coding. Whenever the ball touch to the line, everything should be stopped. What should we do for that? I'll go to event block and take when green flag clicked, condition should be forever, and if block, what condition should we take? Touch sensing. So we'll go to the sensing block, take the touch senses, we'll take the ball, and then what should happen? Everything should stop. We'll go to the control block and stop all. Simple. Now you'll see the effect. Stop all. When this ball touch to the red line, everything is stopped. Now the coding only left for this pedal. I want this pedal is not moving in anywhere in the screen. I want it should be moved to the x-axis. What should I do? Here I'm going to the event block, when the green flag click, control block, forever, and here I will control the motion where I want to set the x-axis to the mouse X. That's it. When the green flag clicked, you can see it's moved to the x-axis only. Now our game is ready. You can see how it smoothly is moving. Now I'll just click on the green flag and see what will happen. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now see, my backdrop is changed. Yes, when the ball touched to the red line, and you will see the game is stopped. Is it interesting? Yes, and it's very easy to make. I hope you like this video. If you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, and if you don't want to miss the latest update, hit the bell icon. If you require any particular video related to Scratch, you can mention in comment box section. And you also can visit our website codexacademy.com for more information. With this note, we conclude the session. We'll see you in next session. Bye bye.